Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to upgrade the firmware on your INL Retro dumper programmer, and I will try to make this as easy as possible. You will need to upgrade this firmware to be able to dump more games in your NES library. So let's get into it. First things first, I'm going to create a folder on my desktop and name it INL Retro so I have a workspace to keep all the files in one location. And I'll put it in my buddy's hand there. Go to the first link in the description. This is GitLab. It's updated by Paul Malloy. He is the engineer and owner of Infinite NES Lives. Hit the download button and download the zip. This will have the updated software for your programmer dumper. And I have downloaded that into the folder on my desktop. Go ahead and open up that folder. Right-click on the zip file and extract it there. You can go ahead and delete that zip file. First thing we're going to do is install the drivers. So go ahead and open up this folder. Go into the Windows driver package and click on install driver.exe. This is going to open up a wizard for you to install the drivers on your computer. So go ahead through that and install those. Now that we're done with that, just make sure that you have your INL Retro plugged into your computer, and we're going to go get the software to actually update the firmware now. The next step, go to the second link in the description, and we are going to get the Defuse demo. This is a firmware upgrader for these types of programmers. Go ahead and click on the Get Software link here halfway down the page. Now, I'm not going to lie here, guys. They want you to sign a license agreement and then fill out your first and last name and email address, and then they email you a link to download the software. It's kind of a pain in the ass. If I can find a better link for you guys, I will put that in the description as a third link. But as of right now, you've got to jump through some hoops to get the software and download it. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through all this until I download it into my download folder. So this time I actually am downloading it into my downloads folder instead of that INL Retro folder. Go ahead and unzip this file here because it just has an installer. We don't need any of this stuff when we're done with it. So go ahead and double click on the Defuse Demo version 3 installer, and that will open up a wizard for you to install the program on your computer. I will speed this up a little bit as well. Basically, you're just going through the wizard and installing the program. When you're finished, the next step will be to go to the control panel, and we are going to put the INL Retro into bootloader mode. Go to the search icon on your taskbar, search for control panel, and when you bring that up, go into devices and printers. At the bottom here, under unspecified devices, this is where we need to be. On the INL Retro itself, you're going to see two buttons. You're going to see a convex button on the left, that is the reset button, and you're going to see a concave button on the right, and that is a bootloader button. What you will want to do is, while it's plugged in, take a pen or a small Phillips head screwdriver and hold down the bootloader button and then press the reset button with your finger. Back on our desktop, you are going to see INL Retro Programmer change to STM32 bootloader. That means it is in bootloader mode. Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for. Go find the Defuse demo. I believe it's under STM Microelectronics, if I remember correctly. In this video, I actually opened two windows of the same thing, Defuse demo, but let's get this firmware upgraded and get you guys on the road. Let's take a look at this. Up here under available DFU devices, you can see STM device in DFU mode. That means it's detecting your INL Retro. We're only going to be working with the lower right here, upgrade or verify action, and the rest is simple. Select the choose button. Go back to that INL Retro folder we created at the beginning of the video. Go into that. Go into that software folder we downloaded. And go into firmware and go under DFU release. These are all of the firmware update releases Paul Malloy has put together to better his board that he's put out, to better the process of dumping your physical cartridges. And you can see that there are INL NES PCB board releases and the INL Retro 6, which is what I have. It does all the different cartridges. So down here at the bottom is the latest release, and you can notice that it says issue 50 right there. Issue 50 really fixed a lot of problems with dumping NES ROMs. Go ahead and open that, and it says file correctly loaded. I always check verify after download, and all you gotta do is click upgrade. You can ignore this message, but it says it's impossible to make sure this file is correct for this device. Continue, however. And there you go. Verified successful. Now the firmware is updated on your INL Retro 6. I hope that that helps you guys. It took me a lot of going through forums and different chat rooms. There really wasn't any information out there or tutorials, so I figured I'd make one for you. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out my other video on how to actually dump the ROMs. I hope that helps you too. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.